You're listening to Heroes in the Moment.
What's up, heroes? I'm Michael.
And I'm Nathan.
And today, just this big salute to Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Another banger of a trailer was released.
When you thought that it couldn't get better than the first trailer, Ryan Coogler is like, you know what? Here you go.
Let me make another
super
without zero comedy
too
trailer
much. I know.
that it gets me so hyped for this movie. Like,
chills.
It's
like
been a while. Like I
Truly.
say, it's been a while, but I was more hyped for No Way Home, and then I was super hyped for Multiverse of Madness, but that didn't deliver as much as I'd like.
And then Morbius too in April.
Oh, definitely. But Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, man, I genuinely think it's going to be a spectacle for sure. I think it's going to be phenomenal. I can't wait for the experience. I know I'm going to be crying. I know I'm going to have a good time watching it. It's going to be so good. I mean, I can just already tell it looks phenomenal.
We're predicting at least one half of Here's in the Moment is predicting that will be top 5. I'm calling it right now. Top 5.
Yeah. I mean, I would love it to be, and I hope it is. Truly, I hope it is. But it's too early for me to say top 5 because that's a big rule to play. That's a big call.
That's big.
So I mean,
but
it'd have
listen,
to
man, I got high hopes. I've seen nothing wrong with this movie to this point.
Either.
Like
nothing wrong.
The casting,
so
the music, the direction,
and,
the themes.
We got the official confirmation. It is 2 hours and 41 minutes. It's
crazy.
Confirmed, which is beautiful.
And it deserves
news.
it too.
It deserves it. The themes, of course, like you said, are beautiful. And I just keep thinking, like, what would it have looked like initially if Chadwick would have, survived? I think it still would have been a good movie. But honestly, the more I thought about it, I was like, the initial like repercussions of his death, having his death and then Africa, the Wakandan continent to be spiraling out, and then having the threat of what's inevitably probably going to be a miscommunication occur between their people and the peoples of, I want to say Atlantis, but I know it's called something different in this universe, but they're based off like the Aztec kind of people.
Yeah.
They're going to call something different. I can't remember what it was, but they're like Atlanteans, and that miscommunication, and of course with being lost without a protector, and that rise, and what we're going to see in this is going to be, we're going to see Shuri at her lowest point for sure. Like she's got to be broken, and then we're going to see her rise to deserve the mantle of Black Panther, to become that protector that they need. And I'm getting chill bumps thinking about it.
And then, not just in the movie, but on the other side, like with the production, like true hardship, like honestly, as terrible as it is, like it brings out the best.
It does.
Right?
Yeah, it can.
In people, like if you have a talented director, when things start going awry, like if he's good, he'll step into the challenge and just make something beautiful. Right. Same with the cast. So like you said, if we might have seen something similar, to the first Black Panther, if he hadn't passed away, but the fact that, with COVID hitting and then obviously with him dying, it's just going to be, I don't know, I feel like it's going to be a spectacle.
It's going to be
like a huge tribute.
It's going to be a huge tribute to his legacy, and I think it's going to be a successful one at that. And I mean, I just love it because, we see from the trailer, and I'll dive deep shot by shot here in a second, but we see, just initially from the trailer, it seems to be diving deep into 2 separate stories that are going to merge together, which I love.
Yeah.
We see it from the poster. We see the poster. The first half is the Wakandans, and the bottom half is Namor and his people. Yeah. And it seems like we're diving deep into one story of Wakanda, and then Shuri and her rise to becoming the Black Panther, and the other one, Namor and his reasonings of what he's doing and what his repercussions are. Because from this trailer, Namor's not the villain.
No,
and we're seeing
not.
That.
And he's even stated in an interview, he's like, I'm not a villain in this film. It's more like a
miscommunication.
Anti-hero, which I hate that term anyway recently, but I mean, that just brings about the question, I guess, who is? Obviously, they're going to have a battle. He's going to realize, turn over, but there still has to be someone they're fighting against.
Ultimately, though, I think they're going to lean in more so. I think they're going to have Namor as the antagonist of this movie, like as title-wise, but I think it's going to be more of a person versus nature situation of what's going on, or person versus situation as to person versus person.
Because that paints him in a better light. It's not like they label the people bad and this people good.
I think inevitably it's going to be the villain, and it's going to be person versus situation, and what the situation's going on, the battles, the repercussions of that, a lot of action between the two, and not liking each other in the sense of, I have one kingdom over here, one kingdom over here, not getting along. They're both secret kingdoms, right? They're both unknown secret kingdoms, and now Wakanda has their rise, and they came out and came public, and then now Atlanta feeling, or Atlanteans, or Namor's people, I should say, feeling that they should do the same, and having that whole demeanor. And I think inevitably, honestly, Doctor Doom's gonna be the one pulling the strings, but I don't think he's gonna be in the movie.
I know. Well, I mean, I've seen a tiny picture of him in the end credit scene showing that he was the one who sent the people down in the first place, you know, to Namor's people. Right. But I do think that's a good idea as far as the villain, I guess you could say, of the plot, because I think that will honestly divide Marvel fans, and I think that would be good for Marvel, because you'll see people, like, for the first time since Civil War, maybe, you know, both kind of agreeing on the same thing, but still going against each other. You know, it's not like, you know, bad versus good. It's like, I stand with this, I stand with this.
I think that's an incredible plot. And it's something that's like, it's not been done before, really. Like, not in this sense. I mean, you say Civil War, but this is different. This is kingdoms.
Yeah, this is kingdoms,
I mean,
rather
than like
just,
real war,
groups of
right?
people.
And that's what a lot of war, and I love the realism in the sense that that's what a lot of war is miscommunication.
Yeah.
Rather than
it's just a translator saying something.
Right? Exactly. But I mean, it's so hyped to see that. And I think, honestly, Doom is not going to be the main villain, so to speak, of this movie, but he's going to be the main overarching.
He's a little introduction.
Right. And I think he may show up in the end credit scene.
Like Mephisto for all of Phase 4.
Right. He may show up in end credit scene and then, like, get a report or something like that, and get a report of the Wakanda War and how they stopped or something. He's like, "Oh, it's all right. I've got another plan," or something like that. I mean, that'd be so cool.
Guaranteeing he is showing up in the end credit scene. Watch.
I don't want him to be in the movie, but I want him to be in the end credit scene. I'd be hype. I would love that. All right, now let's get into the shot by shot. I got the trailer. I've never done this. I've got the trailer actually pulled up so I can just go shot by shot.
No way.
Make it a little bit easier and just like break it down more full coverage wise. So, of course, the trailer starts off in a real emotional. The music, beautiful.
Yeah, I want to know who wrote it, because, man, you're killing the game.
They are killing it, like, for both the original trailer and this trailer.
You mix some, like, hip-hop music with, like, African, like, cultural music. That's so cool to hear that mixture.
It is dope. All right, so we start off the trailer with the funeral. Obviously, we see the Queen and Shuri walking with Black Panther's helmet, and of course we see the image of T'Challa up top, and they're dancing. And it seems like in their tradition, it's more of a celebration, which is beautiful to me, because
it's how it should be.
It's how it should be, of a celebration of his legacy, and that's how the trailer starts out. And of course, it makes a transition over to Namor and him struggling with something internally. It seems like he's having to debate himself. He's like looking at the paintings in the wall, and he's like, maybe he's like thinking of his father and his heritage. He's like, what should I do?
Maybe he, his kingdom is in the hard spot, or, he's rising up to power and he's not sure if he should be there.
And I love, like, it's making the transition from the funeral and that aspect of, it's like, making a celebration, but a sad sense of what happened in his death over to the person that may be going up against them and what he's going through as well is really cool to me in that first little shot of the trailer. I think that's just super amazing.
That's fire.
And
that's so
the transitions, the back and forth between Shuri and Namor, as we see with Shuri, of course, with the Wakanda Forever symbol.
Yeah.
It's thinking, and the whole idea of broken people is what Namor is talking about in this first a little bit of the trailer, which I loved. And then, of course, we see him coming down, that only broken people can be great leaders. Yeah. And he's coming down
that line is
with
fire.
all the people like cheering him on, and him going over the throne and then making the transition back to Wakanda and saying there's going to be a fight. That's just so hype to me. I mean,
that's perfect.
It's
that
so
is
perfect.
Just man.
The whole transitions with this trailer are beautiful.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it transitions over to the throne, showing who's going to be it, who's going to be the one taking over. I love that.
Yeah, showing like those parallel themes between the characters, right? Like you said, they're building up to fight each other. That is beautiful. That's so cool, man.
And then, of course, we see the military aspect, and I still have the same standpoint in my theory that this is going to be the beginning of the movie. The military people is going to be over the water and like not necessarily looking for something, but they're military, but they're going to be attacked by these Atlantean people.
Yeah.
Or sent
and
by.
Those are going to be sent by Doom. Watch. Yes. To provoke them or something.
They're not
like
going to be sent by Namor. I don't think he's going to do it.
There's no way.
No, I don't think so. And then, of course, they're invading this. And of course, that may be the reason that we see, Agent Ross call up Wakanda and be like, hey, who are these people? Or was this you? Or, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And then them investigating it further. That sounds interesting to me. I don't know about you.
All right, come on, keep on, Michael. You're calling the whole movie right
I know. I don't know. We'll see. All right, then we make the transition back over to M'Baku's mountains in the caves, and him talking about Namor and how he's called Cuckoo Khan. He's not a god. Well, he's
not a king.
He's not a king. He's not leader or something.
Yeah,
but he's
like
feather serpent god. He's the feather serpent god. And then
at first I was like, feather.
Yeah.
But we see it later.
At first I thought it was like going to be a comedic scene, and M'Baku's like calling him cuckoo. That's what I thought at first. And now I realize he's calling him Cuckoo Khan, which is much cooler than going, hey, cuckoo.
You had to turn the subtitles to realize what was going on.
I know for sure. To turn what's going on. But anyway.
He said, this man over here, what's he doing?
What's he talking about? But anyway, he's talking about, he's a feather serpent god.
Yeah.
He's an issue maybe. And then, of course, it transitioned over to Namor's birth. for his leader.
The water birth.
Dude,
that scene is so gorgeous, man.
I mean, just seeing that, the fact that this is going to be his origin story too, mixed with the fact that of what's going on with Wakanda and the whole situation, that is dope.
I like it. Like you said,
I love it.
I don't think Coogler's going to spend that much time on his origin story, which I don't think, we need to see. Like you said, I think it's going to be well incorporated to, the themes and the similarities we see in the Wakandan culture.
Right,
so,
which is super exciting.
Fire, dude.
And then, of course, it transitions over to seeing him. First time we've seen this, and I was so hyped to see this, is Namor with the wings on his feet flying.
Dude, that's
and
crazy.
It was beautiful.
Dude, he has like 4 wings,
Yeah.
2 on each feet,
Two
and
on
they're
each
like
foot, and they're
flapping.
flying, and he's
so
flying
he doesn't have
perfectly.
those in the comics, does he?
He has the wings in the comics, but they don't flap.
But they don't flap.
Yeah, he just flies. But
so like
I
he's
think it's
flying. In this
it's kind of
trailer.
cooler because it's more realistic.
Yeah,
really.
Like I said, the feathered serpent. Not only can he swim and breathe underwater, but he's also like
he can also
in the
fly
air.
in the air.
Dude, that's a threat, bro. Like
That is a threat.
Eventually, if he does say get on the Avengers, bro, like everybody better look out.
And
Look
then,
out,
of
man.
course, M'Baku says that if we kill him, it will risk eternal war between their two peoples because they're seeing him as a threat. They're seeing him as the villain, when in reality, they're not seeing the whole picture at this moment in time, is what's going on. So that's also really cool because it will risk eternal war. I mean, you kill a leader, you're going to war.
I know. Then they're going to try to kill yours, and then before you know, you got a 300 year feud going on between you guys.
And then you see the transitions between. It looks like the soldiers are looking like they're going after Wakandans in this certain scene here, which I don't know exactly. Maybe, of course, like I said, the Namor's people are blaming, putting the blame on the Wakandans, and that's what the soldiers are believing, that Wakanda did this because they don't know these people
what actually
exist.
happened.
But I'll know. But Shuri, of course, says that he's coming for the surface world. She has this belief that he wants to take it over, is what it seems like to me, which is not going to be true. Yeah. It's going to be something different. And then he may be thinking that they want to take over their world. I don't know.
They both assume the worst.
They're both assuming the worst.
And they fall
and that's how, again, war is. I mean, I love how they're going with the themes of war, of the truths of war. And this is the first time we've actually gone into, this is like a war that we've never seen in the MCU before. Like, this is like between two peoples, an actual war that's arising that we're going to see. That's kind of cool to me.
That is cool.
That is super
I
cool.
wonder how many casualties we're going to see. If they're going to keep it PG-13. Or
do what?
I wonder, like how Marvel the war is going to be. Like war is a brutal thing.
It is a brutal. They're not going to brutalize it.
Yeah. Two like very proud, tribes, not tribes, peoples. I wonder what's going to happen.
I don't know. All right. Then we cut over and we see Angela Bassett's Queen
Ramada.
Queen Ramonda.
Sorry.
We see her transition over with Riri Williams. We see her and Ironheart.
Fire.
And Namor seems to be coming up into the window.
Yeah, and he's attacking the glass.
Looks like he's about to strike them.
Right?
Yeah, and it is heavily rumored that the Queen will die in this movie as well.
You think she dies in the scene right here?
I don't know if Namor would be the one to kill him. It might push, Shuri to the edge again to get that, want to be Black Panther. I don't know if he'd be the one to kill her though. I just don't see, but still miscommunication and stuff. Yeah. He could be the one to kill her.
Or it could be an accident of one of his, people later on. But I don't think it'll be that scene. I don't think they would throw it. I think it'll be later on.
I think it'll be later on, and then have more.
Or else Riri's just gonna be scarred for as a Marvel character. She can't protect the Queen,
but
from this guy.
The scarred characters end up being the best sometimes. So
like Scar in Lion King. Sorry, I don't know why I said that.
I don't know if he's the best. But, then we see, of course, some awesome, super cool action scenes. Of course, with the Dora Milaje fighting the soldiers, which is super dope.
Fire.
We saw Okoye blocking bullets with
I know.
her spear.
I was like, bro, listen, man, you ain't a Jedi.
No,
I was like, I know you got training, and I know
man.
you got a vibranium spear, but you're blocking bullets with 2 ends of a spear. Like, you're not Darth Maul. Stop
Deadpool.
Stop the cat. Deadpool's
I think that's kind of sick, though.
Yeah, it's cool, but they're
super trainable.
Since when could she do that?
I don't know.
If they can do that, they would never die because no one's ever touching them. If they can block them as fast as a bullet, they're not dying to another sword.
Tell that to Qui-Gon Jinn.
Dude, Qui-Gon Jinn was just not prepared for the red and black freak coming at him.
Tell that to Darth Maul. Tell that to all the other people that died Star Wars. I mean, I think it's super cool. And it continues to be cool in that scene. And then, of course, we see, the Atlanteans, they swimming in, and then Ramonda is having to talk with Namor. They're like having this conversation. They're looking like he's like almost looking at her like almost a motherly figure, not necessarily in like one of hatred, but somebody's like, why are we doing this? And something like that, which is super interesting to me as well. And then, of course, we get another action scene with the spear going through the car and the vehicles, and then the queen in the background going, we've lost our protector in the United Nations, and saying we need help, and all of this going on. Then Wakanda's getting flooded, and it's like, oh my goodness,
like, bro, what is going on?
So much is going
on
in one scene.
I don't know the timeline.
I don't know the timeline.
I don't know the timeline, man.
The UN part with her talking is going to be early on in the movie for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I think the flooding of Wakanda will be the start of the third act. Would be my guess.
Yeah,
I would think that would be makes sense. But of course, we see the water coming in, and then Ramonda going, "We got to strike. We got to strike now. We got to go in, and we got to defeat them." And then Namor is flying up like a boss,
dude. He's literally like jumping on air.
He's bouncing.
Yeah, if you look, he looks like Miss Marvel in the show, except he's not jumping on anything. But he's like jumping, like side to side, moving,
dude. And that's
he's
like
flying.
how his wings are working.
That's crazy.
And then he's going after Wakandan ship, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is hype. I was so hyped for that. He going hard. He going hard, ham for sure.
Oh my goodness.
And then we see the images of Riri creating her suit. She built this suit in a cave.
I know,
but
there's stairs.
But no, so we see her suit rising up. Of course, she's Ironheart, and it's huge.
Dope.
It's a massive
It looks like a
suit.
Hulk Buster, a little smaller, but
it looks like a Hulk Buster.
It looks
like
so
suit.
cool, dude.
Which maybe after the events of Infinity War, that Hulk Buster was left in Wakanda, and then she reincorporated.
Yeah, she got it out of like the stone or whatever is left.
That would be interesting.
That's possible. Yeah,
it's possible. So. To see her like reincorporate that as her suit, that would be dope. And then just seeing the whole, the fighting. We got Riri Williams over here fighting up the door, Milaje going in, and Baku getting ready for a water fight. He going ham in the water.
Dude, Baku's my boy.
Baku's the man, and just all this hype stuff. You have the the divisions of some people of their beliefs, the throne rooms on fire, and just so much and I think that's a huge symbolism of the throne. They lost the protector. So they're losing the throne. They're losing it to possibly Namor into what's going on, and the whole two kings dynamic. And then it's just so beautiful to me, and I can't wait for this movie. And then of course the trailer ends in a super dope manner, with the new Black Panther coming out of the suit and landing silent on the ground, which was you get that factor. Like at first I thought there was gonna be a big old boom, but nothing. And then it turns up and we see the new Black Panther suit, which honestly. It looks so good.
It looks cool. It's black and gold, right?
It's black.
That's obviously Shuri.
It's definitely Shuri because it's got the white dots on her mask.
And it's fitted like a woman.
It is fitted for a woman. But that how it ends the trailer so beautifully.
That was so far. She just falls down and lands.
And silent because the suit absorbed the kinetic energy of the landing.
Yeah.
I have nothing but good things to say about this trailer.
I just wonder what's gonna happen with Michael B. Jordan, man. Are we just gonna see him in
we may not. He may not be in this
plane?
Movie. I don't know. I think it's likely.
I was still holding out hope that he would come back.
I think Ancestral Plane is probably the most likely.
Yeah,
but we'll see. I mean, the multiverse, all this, anything's possible. But right off the bat, I want to get some predictions, Nathan. What do you think? You already said you think it's gonna be top 5 MCU.
Yeah, I do.
So what do you think out of 10 it'll be prediction?
I rate things a little lower,
right?
So when I say
but with the claim already of top 5 MCU,
top 5,
you got to rank it high.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 9.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the truth is, everything else in my top 5, there's nothing in there I would give probably above like a 9.5. Probably 9 is usually about the highest I would go. So I think this will be as good as Infinity War and quite possibly Winter Soldier, which I consider the 2 best made Marvel films. So honestly, dude, I think a 9 is good. And I wonder what IMDb will end up giving it, because I
think it'll be high.
You think it'll be pretty high?
I think it may make the top 100 IMDb.
You think so?
I think it might.
Endgame's on there.
Endgame, Infinity War
on there
are the only 2 MCU movies on there, but in the top 250, No Way Home is the only other one.
Really? No Way Home's up there?
Yeah, No Way Home.
I definitely do think this will be better than No Way Home too.
I think
Ryan
Coogler's
a lot better than John Watts. Well, maybe that's just my opinion.
Right, but I agree. I'm gonna give it a 9.2 early prediction, but I genuinely think it could be 9.5 or higher. I think it's gonna be a phenomenal movie.
Wow.
I mean, like I said, I don't know. I can't say top 5 right now. Obviously, I haven't seen it, but I think it's going to be phenomenal. I think it's going to be one of the best, and it's going to have that emotional impact. And it just looks beautiful from everything. Looks serious, and it needs that tone. I'm ready for it.
I'm ready to be hurt.
I'm super hyped for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
All right, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, let us know by giving us a review and a download. Here's in the Moment is available on all podcast platforms, so check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. if you want to stay up to date with all of our updates and new episodes, check out our Instagram at Here's in the Moment and TikTok at Here's in the Moment with an extra T. Feel free to go out and check out all of our previous episodes. Our last episode was She-Hulk, episode 7 breakdown. So check it out. We only got 2 more episodes of that show coming up, so we appreciate the support.
Yes, we do, and we just want to thank y'all for listening. And as always, Wakanda forever, and we love you 2000.